thank you for being with us today. And
Thank you, sir.
you are aware that this is going to be a tough hearing, and thank you for being here and sharing your views with us.
I'll do my
on
best.
these
Thank
issues.
you.
So now I'll have my shot.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, let me ask you this. Do you expect that the public and the people of this country need to comply with the orders of the EPA where you are exercising your lawful authority? Do you expect them to do so in a timely manner?
To the best of their ability. Often that
Right.
doesn't happen, and we discuss
All right.
what we
But
need to do to work
there
together.
are several cases in which people were not complying, and EPA was very tough on them in your administration. There are those cases as well. Let me just note that we have a lawful authority on this side of the aisle, too.
Yes, sir.
Here we are. We have legislative authority to oversee what our federal tax dollars are using. Yet, since August of 2015, we have sent 10 letters to you. The letters contain 35 total requests, and we got 4 replies back. And of those 4 replies, only 1 was fully responsive. The other 7 were only partially responsive to the requests that were made. So we have 27 requests, more than 77 of all of our requests for information, in pursuing our lawful authority to oversee what you're doing and getting a good understanding and protecting the American people's right to know these things. 77% were not answered. 6 out of 10 letters have received no reply at all. Do you consider that compliance and with the lawful authority, our lawful authority as a legislative oversight of your agency?
Well, sir, I have tremendous respect for the job of this committee, and I will assure you that we are doing everything we can to respond to your requests in a timely way. Now, I know that we continue to do searches that are necessary. It is very challenging, the amount of requests that we receive from this committee and others. We do our best to make sure that everyone gets the attention it needs, and we'll do our best to respond to the outstanding letters.
Let me just note
as much as we can.
that if this was just you, and we had established a working relationship with you and saw the tough job that you have, we might actually take a different approach to this and give benefit of the doubt, repeated benefit of the doubt over the years of not getting the type of cooperation we need. But this seems to be a pattern throughout this administration. The idea of cover-ups of inadequate professionalism and being and the job that needs to be done. I mean, there's an example here of this coal mine and several other cases like this where the EPA delayed in actually notifying people about toxic spills. And yet when we make requests for information, we don't get replies back. We're trying to protect the people, and here you're saying, well, we're just doing our best. We see this in other agencies and departments throughout this administration. I think it comes from the top, where there's an arrogant disregard for legislative authority. The president comes to give a State of the Union and says, I'm going to do this on my own. If I don't get my way, it's the highway. And then we come across things where we don't get even our request for information answered. I think that this does not speak well of the administration, and I would hope that you could do better. I think that this is unacceptable. We need to make sure that if the EPA's requests are going to be taken seriously by the American people, because that's your lawful authority, our lawful authority to oversee this and get the answers on why we had this spill. And by the way, there's a judge actually backed this observation up, where didn't he recently say that the EPA may have lied in court to and demonstrated a total lack of commitment to carrying out the law? This was your administration now that a member of the judicial branch is pointing out is just unacceptable.
Well, sir, no one would like to produce these documents more quickly than I would, because I have great faith in the way in which EPA in this administration has followed the science and the law. I want to be able to provide you information as quickly as I can. And, you know, we'll do our best. The Gold King Mine incident was, unfortunate is probably too weak a word in this issue. It was a disaster. We have been doing our best to take full responsibility for that. I am full well aware that while we notified people in advance so that efforts could be taken to make sure that contaminated water didn't get into farm fields, it does not excuse the fact that our notice process wasn't up to snuff.
You can't say you're trying to protect farm fields by not letting the information out.
Yeah, I understand.
And let me just say that this type of stonewalling of mistakes and things, and we're only trying to do our best, it just doesn't cut it when we see this happen so often in this administration.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rohrabacher. And the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Nagelbauer, is recognized.